we're looking at a Hugelkultur mound that was planted, I want to say, about a month ago. And all I did was throw seeds like this, just like that. Just throw seeds out. Threw a little hay on top of it, and this is the density I like to see in my gardens. Anytime you see a patch that's bald like that, that has hay on it, that's because I've planted something for summer. Like there's an okra. And it's going to grow really tall, and it'll be right next to this roselle hibiscus, which will be big and bushy at the base of it. And you'll see that going on down here. There's a pepper with a tomato right next to each other. And the pepper came to me kind of yellow looking, and I did it probably about 2 days ago, so don't be too upset that some of these things look a little yellow. They're kind of anemic when I got them, but they'll look wonderful in no time. But I'm just going to walk through this garden and kind of point out that, you know, the different plants. So this is a wild plant called Florida Betony. I believe the name is Stachys officinalis. This is Carolinia geranium. It's a geranium that is a wild plant. And you notice I don't pull them. If anything, they're protecting my garden from all the insects. They don't seem to have any problem because the Florida Betony here can completely grow up in the middle of basically nothing. There was almost no sunlight on the soil there. So I never like to have any sunlight on my soil, but some of these plants, they'll find their way in. Got some nifty little grasshopper-y looking guys. That's cool. So I have broccoli. Never can tell, it could be collards. I think that's broccoli with the serrated leaves. I've got 2 or 3 different kinds of lettuce in here. Basically, I just reach in, grab it. If I need to thin out an area, I just eat the area. Okay. This is fennel, I want to say. Yep, that's fennel. Got fennel poking up. If I want fennel to have more sunlight, I just follow the third ethic and do a return of surplus. Look at that. It's as simple as that. Okay, I have this red romaine, which is actually a very tasty lettuce. All these brassicas in here. Down in here, well, look at that. I've got oxalis, a wild edible. Tasty. Oh, I see. That's this right here was a sweet potato. So there's a sweet potato right there. He is. There it is. Sweet potato. Of course, the pepper and the tomato. Peppers and tomatoes like to be real close to each other. Here's some more fennel. Here is some cilantro. I'm going to get a piece of that. That's tasty. That's popping up. Cilantro, this all got planted kind of late. All had to do with timing, but the cilantro, in a lot of places is already bolting because it's gotten pretty hot already. But it's down in here in the cool of this densely packed, closed canopy permaculture bed known as Hugelkultur. And I think I have some of the buried wood in here. I think that's growing into a tree. I think that is a crepe myrtle. Here's a spiderwort. You can eat the whole plant, pop the tops off and eat them. This is a radish. So when I reach down in here, whoops. See the radishes? Pop the radishes out. You can eat the greens, you can eat the radishes. Look how thick that is. That's the point I'm trying to get across. Really packed in there. If I need to add some space so something will grow, I will just eat the plants around it. So there's no sense in not planting them. We're basically planting this like a food forest. It's easier to get them in when they're babies. It's harder to get them in later. So plant too much and thin it out later. And here's the like a little flower stalks of these radishes. Beautiful. Look at that. More fennel down there. Got fennel everywhere. Got some curly kale. See the curly kale down there? See that little weed right there? That guy. Let's see here. I'm gonna run my finger like that. It's called pepper vine, and it actually has some qualities that are positive. I personally haven't run across too many uses that I can find. But look at this big old mass of radishes. Radishes everywhere. Okay, now this is ragweed. Ragweed will attract all the aphids away from my tomatoes and peppers. So I'm going to leave that ragweed right there. There's a pepper. Should be a tomato in there too. Well, no, I just planted a pepper there. There is some nimblewill. Nimblewill is a kind of grass. It can be a real pain in the butt. I might actually pull a weed. But probably not. I'm more apt to just throw things on top of things instead of trying to pull them. So this is a carrot. Matter of fact, if I look down here, I might see some carrot tops. We pulled one the other day that was about 6 inches long and very tasty. We'll see. Carrots, as you can see, carrots. And of course, this is the wild geranium, Geranium carolinea. Look a lot like the ragweed, but they're not. Ragweed's called mock carrot. Yeah, I have some little carrots in there somewhere, actual carrots. But I won't pull them right now. I don't want to pull out a carrot that's not ready. I still have a little bit of time left on these guys. More cilantro. Now here's a wide open spot. We planted a okra in there. These okras are going to be 12 feet tall. And then I see this right here. Let me taste that. Yep, that is a dog fennel. So it's not even a fennel, it's dog fennel. And I'm not going to kill that plant right away. I'm going to wait until it's absorbed an awful lot of carbon and nitrogen out of the air and become a plant. Then I'm going to chop and drop it right where it stands. I do believe that dog fennel comes back from its roots, but it's easily controlled, especially in a zone 1, permaculture zone 1 setting. Here's some proper fennel here, trying to grow up in here. So I will pull a little bit of this betony, and then I'll just drop it down right there and give that fennel a little more space. I'll even pluck the brassica and give it a little bit more sunlight. See if it can come out. Because fennel will actually go through our summers if it's in the right conditions. All right, so just more and more and more and more and more fennel and all kinds of good stuff. And there's my curlicue kale. And then guess what? I have stinging nettle. Stinging nettle. And this one made it through the summer. So this is the second year growth. Spring makes it explode like this. It made it through summer last year. What an amazing plant that is. And so I move on. I saw something jump in there. More crepe myrtle popping up. You bury crepe myrtle and you're liable to get some trees, which is really cool because they're a great burning crop. If I want to do my rocket mass heaters, I'll get these guys. They're coppice trees, so I cut them back every year and they'll make me a bunch of firewood for rockets. And then they will go away. Oh, and they'll come back. I'm sorry. They'll come back and keep coming back. So I got some kale. Don't eat this geranium. I don't think that's edible, but it does have some medicinal properties to the roots. Then, of course, there's dollarweed, which you can eat. It's got a lot of vitamin C in it. The root of the dollarweed is the tasty part, though. It tastes a little bit like a mild orange peel. This is all arugula. This arugula has bolted. Might be a bit spicy and nutty. Ooh, I love arugula. Definitely on the spicier side and a little less nut right now. We have this wonderful wild vetch that pops up. Now, when the heat of summer starts popping in here, I have turmeric planted all through here. Oh, and there's another roselle. Turmeric is all planted through here, and it will just pop up through the middle. I have arrowroot. I have chaya spinach. And I've already seen some life on some of the chaya spinach around the farm where I can see things that are, out in the food forest area. But all of this just with about, 30 minutes of opening packages and sprinkling them on and then throwing hay down. And that's it. I never water. I never fertilize. I just walk away, come back, and harvest. So there you go.